I was over a minute on that. They're going to use a Vizio TV, any Vizio, but they decided to pick the model V Series 70 inch, which gives you a dimension of 62 and a half wide, 35 inches tall, 3.5 inches deep. So they want to be able to make full height doors on the bottom, full height doors on top. They'll do an RF remote. We're gonna build them a new mantle. That mantle I'll measure for you separately. But maybe the TV would center. They want from finished floor to the center of that TV to be 70 and a half. And then, I'm sorry, not 70 and a half, 53 and a half. And then we're gonna have something on each side and then have cabinets above sitting inside that niche, but inside the niche instead of the way it sits right now. They do have a mantle. She is French country. They are gonna have a crown molding on top. We're gonna have to get a crown that comes in maple, that also comes in MDF that ties in, so we can redo this crown in this room for them so it matches. The mantle they have right now is about 6 inches deep, and it's approximately 66 inches long. It's gonna have some kind of a crown, but we have to try to make this thing work. Their existing tile to tile is 57 and 7/8, and it goes up right now from finished floor to the bottom of that at about 48. So I'm not sure how we're gonna be able to make this thing look good, so it's not just a mantle. Could we maybe do a Maryland mantle that comes as a U? I just did that with a crown. They would like to have some kind of a cove crown that can come in, kind of like what I did on my mom's, like a 444. See if that comes in maple, so we can also do the MDF here. And then have some kind of a U-leg. So it would be nice to kind of get this general look in your drawings for them to visualize it. I'm gonna go ahead and just give you some rough dimensions in here. So if you're gonna put this in proportion, Todd, can you hold on to this for me, please? So from this right wall, I've got about 31 inches, okay? And then I've got tile, bring it here now, bring it here. Then I got tile to tile. I've got 57 and 7/8, and then to the top end for this area after the stone is going to be about 7 inches, and then you know what I have on the width, which I've already given you, which is 72 and 7/8, and then after that I have about a 10-inch wall. After that, then it starts angling. The room depth where he's sitting is roughly about, Todd, please hold this, please. Front of the TV or front of that drywall to the back of the couch right now, it is 155 and a half. Then I got the belly going inside. So if we can put something together for them, right now the bottom rail is about 3.5, and that's fine with ours as well. Okay. The kitchen, they're doing an 8-foot bifold door. So the dimensions I had from before has changed. I put some green circles around all the new dimensions. We're not closing in. We're gonna have this folding windows, folding doors that they ordered from the place in Lake Forest. Right now, in the original paperwork that Emma did, we were gonna do 1.5 inch perimeter and 2.25 inch edge. We changed this to 2.25 inch edge everywhere, mitered square. So we need to make sure their dishwasher and everything is gonna clear for in their range. They got the Primo Lacquer new type range that they're using. I'm gonna use plywood in the sink angle. They decided to go with a built-in refrigerator, Sub-Zero, but they're going with the classic series, and it's gonna go against the wall. This wall in here is, if I measure from the top, and if this thing, can you bring me that? Please keep this video so I don't have to. The wall in here and the crown molding, they know it's going to project past this wall. The wall in here has got 27 and a quarter, a flat area, and about 27 and 7/8 to the outer part of this area because there's a bullnose. So that crown molding is going to project out and self-return. This whole wall's coming out. So this thickness that what I'm talking about is at the end of that pantry. Go ahead and move this out of the way. This whole pantry wall's coming out. They're going to have the fire sprinklers here capped inside of this, so that I'll get somebody to do that. This thing is deeper than where it is, so we're gonna have to build a wall either all the way level with this, but if you want that that fridge to sit nicer, flusher, we could build a wall in a little bit so you have more room. It's like 38 inches. It's 36. It's 37 inches rough to rough, but 36-inch drywall to drywall. But since this wall will be gone, it'll end up being the recess will be about, since this wall will be gone, the recess will be like 40 and a half minus drywall, so it'll be about 39 and a half or so. There'll be some notching needed for the cabinet above the pantry and above this, but it's only, this thing probably would have to be moved. Maybe not. It depends on if you go deeper on the fridge or keep it 24. And this will all be inside this area. This ductwork would have to be inside of our cabinet and go across. So obviously once we demo it, they want the cabinets to be built prior, so I can't do a full demo. But once we demo it, I'll double check and we'll have to notch around that cabinet that's above here. My biggest thing is this door opening with that scissor hinge without the lift up hinge. They don't want to change that fridge to a designer series. So we have to see how that projection is going to work. And then on their oven microwave, they're gonna do it as a full wall oven, not counter. I'm gonna put all the specs in. So we'll put all that in. There's a microwave will sit on top, monogram, and then the oven's in here. So pretty good sized projected handles sitting in the oven. Those are 30 inches, right? So that's gonna sit here. This again got shrunk to the dimensions that I have in here. I did their selection. Again, Stella has their section. We're gonna do maple. We're gonna do maple where it's showing birch ply inside there. We're gonna do birch ply for the angled sink area, and then hard rock maple melamine everywhere else, including the drawers, the 2.5-inch Craftsman, the Janus molding. We're gonna do some kind of a 6-inch crown, like I said. And the face of this cabinet right now is only 25. Todd, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you hold this for me? So I don't know if you want to make this a frame cabinet or not. How we're going to make that work with a full overlay. But right now it's like 25 and 3/8 face. And their sink is coming in here right now at 32. Shallowed in here. But we're going to have to, so that would be plywood. And we're gonna have to just look at their new sink specs and make sure it works. I'll put all that inside of this. So the dimensions that I have in the green notes that I have are good dimensions. I had Gabino remove some stuff, so I was able to get a good reading for you. So if you can please sit down and go over this while it's all fresh. They would like to see a 3D of both of these before we pull the trigger and cutting. This thing is only going to have a 9-inch deep back, 72-inch wainscot to wainscot, 29 inches wainscot, 30-inch countertop, 72-inch wainscot to wainscot. These are going to stay as drawers, about 20-inch deep box, so it'll be an 18-inch drawer glide, and then whatever you can get them in the recess. So if it doesn't need to be 20, whatever you can get on the 18-inch drawer, the rest give them as seating space. They know they're not going to have 12. You can wainscot the back, wainscot this end. Originally she was going to have this KitchenAid mixer in here and toasters, but I told her no, let's not waste this space. These would be great drawers. So we're going to do a KitchenAid storage. I don't know if she wants a regular shelf or pop-up, maybe here, a cabinet that, if it fits here. If not, then we're gonna have to have full height doors so she can store that type of stuff, since she's not gonna have a walk-in pantry anymore. And she probably doesn't wanna store that into a regular pantry. So once you lay it out, we'll figure out all of that. I told you the countertop edges are now 2 1/4 everywhere. Fridge is moving there, pantry's in the middle, ovens are on the left. So please sit with me after you lay this out, and then I can also bring this back to them and review it with them once you have all of this stuff figured out. And you could also email it to them. Cabinets will go to the ceiling again with that crown projection. Floors are staying. Thank you. Bye. They'll have repairs around there. You know you'll have repairs. Yeah. And then just so you know where the island is positioned right now, the island is only a 24 1/4 inch island now. Countertop to countertop is 27 inches now. And then Todd, from the face frame of where it sits right now to the left wall is 69 1/4 now. So it's gonna reduce. And then right now from the back wall where the tile is to the edge of the island is 66 inches now, roughly. So we want to position that to minimize the floor damage, but they know the island is going to get a little bit bigger. But it's going to, as this sits, you can have more floor repair down there too, unfortunately. And then this wall's coming out. So, so this is it for Todd and Lori Smith. I'll put all this stuff inside the file, and Stella has a color sample ready to hopefully go to shop drawings to get built. Thank you. Bye.